All right. Let's see. Are we live? Hello. Yeah, I just want to do a quick little live. It's kind of late. I know it is. Hold up. Uh, let's start in a poll. Okay. Just wanted to do a quick little live. I was bored. I'm on my break right now at work. Hopefully this comes through like loud and clear. It's a little late. I know. Weird. But it's real fresh outside, so I came by here at work. We have like different fields and stuff, so I came by a soccer field just to chill out and see what's going on with everyone else. Stargazing, definitely. There's not that many stars right now because where I'm at, it's like pretty bright, so it's canceling the potential. I mean, I see a few stars out here, nothing major. Just wanted to say hey to everyone, man. Like, I don't know. I tend not to, and this isn't meant for an attack or anything. It's just when people talk, and like this happens a lot, and I'm probably guilty of it also. But like this happens a lot where people will start talking about something that they know nothing about, and it's real obvious. Like when they get 5 words into whatever it is they're trying to say. So I know today there is a lot of hold on, I just want to make sure I'm actually doing this correctly. There's like a lot of talk about IP addresses and all that kind of mess. And a lot of it was wrong. And this isn't, an insult to this isn't an insult to, Glow. This isn't an insult to Velda or anything, but I don't think anyone knows what they're talking about when it comes to like hackers and IP addresses and that kind of mess. I felt bad, honestly. Hey, what's up, Sas? And the thing is, it's one of those things that like a lot of people like talking about, like, oh, IP address hacking, white hat, gray hat, black hat, like whatever it is. But if I understood correctly, because someone went and said like, hey, can you clear this up for me because this makes no sense. So I had someone like tell me about it. Like I actually woke up to like the question like, hey, what do you know about IP addresses? Like, me, I in the tech industry. I've been an IT support specialist. I have all my certifications for cybersecurity, networking, all that kind of nonsense. So they said, okay, well, here's a clip. Watch Glow's live. Get to this section and tell me what you think of it. I was like, all right, let me check. Let me check it out. Like honestly, I don't. It's nothing against them. Like I don't watch Glow. I don't watch Velda. I don't watch. Um, like I think the only one I really watch is like Cecilia, and that's just because me and her have I guess you call it like a working relationship to where like I'll ask her questions, she'll ask me questions when it comes to like content and ideas and stuff like that. It's nice to have someone to bounce ideas off of. Hey, what's going on? Hi, Mr. DD. Well, hello to you. Isabel, see, you're already beating me too. There are two numbers associated with the same IP. And I when that was brought up to me, they're all like, what happens when two numbers have the same IP? They were saying Velda had the had looked up some number that had been harassing Glow or threatening Glow, and that it has the same number, and she knew like all about it, and that she hacked into it. And I was like, look, honestly, if she's putting a bunch of stuff into the computer, first of all, you're not going to get your answer from Google. You're not going to be able to type anything like into an internet browser and automatically be given an IP, automatically be given like the location, someone. This isn't the movies. This is not the movies. Um, the triangle. I'm gonna get to the triangle too, because I think Glow had good intentions, but she was using the wrong diagram for that one, and it's not you know an insult or anything to anybody. I'm just here to clear it up because I'm sure if there was something that Glow knew more than me, I would listen to what she said about that. But this is kind of like my area of expertise. Like you're not going to talk about, for example, like Batman and think I'm going to sit down when you're getting it wrong. That's my bread and butter right there. Um, Sorry, I'm getting some text right now. Okay, so I think everyone knows basically what an IP address is. It's your address. It's as if you're sticking your address on everything you do online. Like, imagine if every time you commented, like Isabel, I'm going to use you as an example here. Let's say every time you left a comment on there, it gave me the exact address to where you are. That's basically how an IP address works. It's like basically just something that travels through the internet that routes back to you. But how do I word this? I had this in my head, like on how to go about this. But basically, when you do anything, whether it's at your home computer, your laptop, your tablet, your phone, or anything, it goes through multiple different like networks. It's not just that one triangle. We're gonna get into what she was probably trying to do with that triangle, but it goes through all these different channels, and through each channel, the IP number changes. Like you have your home IP address, you have your direct one. Is because someone's playing basketball behind me, so I was getting distracted. I'm like a golden retriever right now. So let's talk about two phones right here, okay? Let's say the first phone to the second phone, it's going to go through the usual process of traveling through the internet. But if it has a disguised IP address, the second phone's going to receive it, and they're going to say like, okay, this address is, for example, like 50.79 point whatever it is. You know what the IP addresses look like. That doesn't mean that IP address belongs to the person that sent you that message. So let's draw a picture. I think that would be a lot easier if we drew a picture. Okay. Finally get to use my tablet for something here. I'm real picky about my. Yes, I want that one. Let's go black. Okay, so let's do the famous triangle. Oh man, I can't write for shit. Okay. I'm not drunk, I just have a very shaky hand because it's cold outside. Let me see if I could. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. Alright. So everyone knows what a triangle looks like. It's three, sides. And this is what I think Glow is trying to get at. Because it's a private virtual IP network, and that's what goes with a triangle. So you have your, I know this isn't perfect, but this is just going to be like a computer. Here's the little mouse. So you have your virtual IP. So let's just call it VIP right here, your virtual IP address. And then down here you have your ESC, and this is I want to say this is a secure. Don't mind my spelling. Everyone misspells. And then down here you have your other uh, ECS, and this is going to be your active. I can't spell. So I think this is what Glow's trying to get. Here, this travels this travels this way, and then these two communicate with each other. This is a private one. This is, very bare bones when you want to start talking about IP addresses. So this is like, let's call this like, first grade. And I'm Glow. If you're listening, this is not an insult. I'm just trying to clear it up because there is a little bit of misinformation, and I just want to clear that up because I mean, no one wants to be giving out wrong information. Okay. So let's clear all this up. So this is I think what Glow is trying to talk about with the triangle thing, and this is correct when you're talking about a private virtual IP address. Basically, you have your enhanced cybersecurity. That's what ECS stands for. And this is, the secure and this is active, what's going. They're communicating and they're linked to each other, but at the same time, they have their virtual IP addresses communicating to each of them directly. I think that's what Glow's trying to go for. Now let's clear this up. And I'm not an artist. I'm not a great speller. So let's not be too picky on me here, okay? I don't want anyone bullying me because I can't draw. So this is how the IP address works when you're using like a spoof internet. So let's say you have your phone. I know that's like an old style. I don't even know what the hell that is, okay? Let's just call this, your phone. This travels to your... this is a very like blanket general thing. I'm not going to go into like too many specifics. But this goes to your ISP, which is your internet service. P, not B. Gosh, my hand and my mouth are doing two different things. This goes to your internet service provider. We're just going to call it ISP. Let's make it look like that, okay? So let's say we're going to go real simple. Let's just say your IP address is 33. It's going to be a lot more numbers, but we're just going to do this for the sake of being simple. It's going to go through your internet service provider. So you have AT&T, if you have I don't know, there's so many different ones out there. It's going to connect through here, and this is going to mask your IP address. So your IP address is going to change from 33 to, let's say, 45. Then from there, it's going to go into the internet. And let's do like a little globe. And from here, this is what you're going to access. If you're going to access, the app, it's going through, the app, internet page, blog, YouTube, or anything like this. It's going to go through here. And what your IP address, which is going to be 45, it's going to access whatever the IP address for the website you're using is. So let's say you're using a phone spoofing app, because that's what that's what they're saying it is, a spoofing app. Okay, so your IP address, which was changed by your ISP, is going to meet a new IP address, which is let's say 66. Then from there, it's going to go into... I hate drawing. I could draw. I'm just like nervous right now, and it's cold. This is a cloud, okay? This is a cloud. It's going to go through a security cloud or a data cloud, however you want to call it. But like in cybersecurity, this is like a new upcoming thing. So this is the cloud. And what this does is it takes traffic in and out. So basically, think of this as when you're at the mall, let's think of La Plaza Mall because a lot of people from the valley. Think of this as that center little area where it's like the guest customer service. So you have like Victoria's Secret this way. You have, I think it's GameStop this way. You got uh, J.C. Penney this way. So like this, that cloud is that central hub where traffic's going to be going in and out, in and out, in and out. Here, this will mask the IP address. So that 45 that met like the 66, now let's say it's going to be a 72. That's going to be the new IP address. So then that IP address goes to the ISP, which again, say it with me, people, internet service provider of whoever you're sending the message to. The internet service provider has its own IP address. So let's say this was AT&T and this is I don't know, SBC. No, SBC Global did turn into AT&T. Let's say this is like the T-Mobile network. Okay, well the T-Mobile network uses an IP address of 88, and then it's going to the phone that you're sending these harassing, naughty messages to, and that has, an IP address of 99. So you could see how many times your IP address is affected based on what you're doing. And this is a very vague thing. There's plenty of other things where it goes to, but I'm just keeping it simple right now. It's late. I don't want to get too into it, and it's been a while since I've spoke about this and kind of like talked to people about this, so I'm going very simple here. Um, where did I get confused? I'm like I'm saying I'm. This isn't an insult to anybody. I'm explaining this um, the way I would explain it to like my daughter or something. Like I don't want to go into like the to where I know sometimes it gets routed through like different places before it goes. I'm just trying to do something a little bit better than the triangle. So, and you were right about Velda confusing the addresses, and that's a simple mistake. I would have done that too if I was looking at it. I might have gotten one or two things confused on this, but let me see. Let me try and clear this up. Okay. The way it goes is the way it goes from like a house. Like let's say you're on your laptop. Like let's not think about phones because phones is a little too complicated to where I get stuck on how the mobile IP addresses work. But it basically goes from like let's say you're at your computer. It goes from you to your router, which is that box that you keep, where the I call it the God box where you get your internet from. From there, it goes into your internet service provider. Then from there, it goes to your internet. There, it gets routed through a bunch of security things, depending on what kind of website you're using. If you're using something secure or not, and then it basically reverses to where you get like the internet service provider of who you're sending it to. It goes through their router, and then it goes through their phone. So it's going through a lot of channels, and I went and I listened to the IP address that Velda gave. The address she gave was 45.79.187.117. So I'm like, okay, that is an IP address. That's the correct format. So I was like, okay, let me see where that goes to. And that is basically linked to a data center, which is like I was saying, the cloud security. There's a lot of different ways that they say, because there's some people that will call it like, oh, it's the cloud network, it's the cloud cybersecurity, it's there's like another word that I can't remember what it was when I was looking it up. But basically, it's this one company, and I think it was like routed to like probably this company like has a bunch of like different buildings, but this one was like linking to like the server in New Jersey. And basically what this company does, it allows you to build an app, build a like a website, and it lets you run that, whatever your app or website is, it lets you run it across like the internet. like anywhere. Like it basically shoots out everywhere to where anyone could access it by going through that channel. So it monitors the internal and external connections, like in and out. Like I said, like it goes both ways. That was like the cloud with all the arrows. And I think that's what the address was linking to. That address that she gave, I that's what it came back to. It was a Kame or Akimi. But if you go look into that company, that's basically what they do. So if I were to use whatever spoofing app that had been used to, message Glow or whatever, and she tried to, do that IP like reverse search thing, it would show that, hey, I'm the one that did it all, because since I'm running my connection through that cloud service, it's getting stamped with that IP address. If that makes a little bit of sense. I know it's like confusing. I feel like I'm even confusing myself. And oh, there's a plane coming this way. So there's not a way to get someone's location, and like in the movies, like, hack into someone's computer, get their IP address, and find out like what room or what house they're in. In order for you to find anyone through their IP address, you're gonna have to basically trace back and go through everything. It's like following a single spaghetti strand through a bowl of spaghetti that's dozens and dozens of football fields long. Like it's possible, but you need the right tools. You need to know basically what you're doing, and you need to probably do a couple of illegal things, especially if you're gonna get into an ISP, like break into like an ISP. Man, that plane is getting kind of close. Especially if you're gonna get into like a internet service provider to like find out where it went or where it came from. Like I want to say that's illegal. I don't think that's something possible that you could even do from a basic computer. I feel like that has to be like a supercomputer. A supercomputer. Basically, what Velda was insinuating is that the person was using text now type app, just using different numbers to do different deeds. And of course, that was the case. The IP address would not change. But that's the thing. Like, if I were to go to Facebook right now, and if I were to inspect someone's message towards me, if I were to break it down and try and get the IP address, it's going to give me an IP address. But if I search that IP address, if I follow that trail, it's just going to show me the IP address to Facebook, because that's the portal that the person I'm messaging is using. Back in the days, like I want to say like maybe 10 years ago, it would be a little more possible to at least find the internet service provider, and from there you could kind of get like a general area. I know I want to say like in the MySpace days, if anyone remembers MySpace, I think it was a little more possible to find like more or less what area someone was in, like, because you got all these, I don't know, I feel like I might have confused some people, and I don't know, someone could clear it up and tell me if I'm not. So yeah, that IP address that was being said, I feel, with the things I know and what I was able to look into, I feel like that was just one of, what we call it doors. We call all these different pathways doors. I feel like that was just one of the doors that housed it. Like, if she wanted to continue going, she would have to go from that IP address to the internet service provider. No, through the app, through the internet service provider, and then go and like get the phone number or the IP address. So many numbers, I'm getting confused myself. I'm sorry. I'm on my lunch break and I'm hungry, but I wanted to just talk about this real quick. Like I said, I'm not, insinuating anyone was dumb. I just feel that there's a little bit of clarification. Like everyone had like little points. Like Glow, she had a general idea, which is what I'm trying to explain. Like a bare bones approach to how IP addresses work. Um, there's probably a dozen better ways I could have done it, simpler ways I could have done it, but I'm cold, my hands are shaking, and I'm trying to remember all this from things I learned way back when, and then like things I looked up like a little bit today. Um, so while it's very possible that it is the same person sending these messages or doing the phone calls or whatever it is, because I still don't even know what it is. All I know is like this stuff. It's very possible, but chances are very unlikely. Because if all of us were to download the same app, and let's say we all message like Glow, so we have like 20 different people messaging Glow using the same app. Since it travels through the same door, everyone's IP address is gonna look the same. Like it's all gonna be the same, and I want to say that I heard correctly when it was the 45.79.187.117. I want to say it's either 117 or 114. But yeah, I've been looking at this number for a very long time. Um, yeah. Aside from that, what's everyone up to? I don't know, Isabel, you still here? Isabel? Yeah, I got security roaming the grounds right now. Oh no, so I'm sorry if I confused anyone, made matters worse. That wasn't my intention. I wanted to try and clear some things up, like take the correct information from point one, the correct information from point two, and then kind of fix it a little bit. But whenever you start talking about like tech and stuff like that, it always gets real gross. Let me see if I can find a better. Let me see if I can find a picture on my iPad here. Yeah, I do feel bad if I did confuse anyone or got anything wrong. Okay. I feel like this might be a little bit simpler. Okay, this is actually better than my diagram. Okay, so let's say I started off here. You know, let's say I sent my message. I like using Isabel as an example because I know she doesn't get upset at me. This will be me. This will be Isabel. So let's say I want to send her a threatening message and, tell her, catch me outside. How about that? My message is going to go through a router, through the network IP address. This should actually be like an internet service provider area right here. Then it's going to go to that host address where I went, because back in the early days of the internet, there wasn't no like facebook.com or youtube.com. It was all through IP addresses. Like that's how you accessed it, by putting in the correct IP address. That would get you to the page you were looking for. But this is like early internet. So this host IP address, let's call this the app that was used. From there it goes to the servers. Sometimes it has that cloud security server, and once it will mask your IP address, because you can see how how many IP addresses you have to actually go through. Even if you're in the same home, like let's say this is me, let's say this is my wife, we each have our own devices. They have their own IP addresses until they go into the router. When it goes from the router, it's one router IP address, and then from there, that's when it starts like going through all these different doors, like I was saying. Going through the servers or the cloud security, like I want to say the cloud cybersecurity is still like a little bit new, like it's still being implemented. I don't think everyone uses it, but especially if you're using like a spoofing and you're trying to be secretive, of course it's gonna have that. But it basically is just like a server, and then you do what you want to do here in the internet, and then from there it reverses, but now it's going towards the other way. So now it's going um, through your server, and now it's going to spit out towards your internet service provider, and then from there it's going to go through the person's router. So like let's say this is Isabel's router, and then it's going to go to her device, and that's basically how it goes. So yeah, you could kind of make like a triangle out of it. I kind of just did like a huge like circle. Like I said, there's a lot more technical things. Like I feel like I could find one that's even like more confusing. Let me see here. So here's another one. Like I was saying, like every device you have in your home, whether it's your phone, your tablet, your computer, like your PlayStation. What's that? It's a PlayStation 3. It's a Big Bertha. That's what I called it. They all have like their own distinct IP addresses, but once they go through your router, that's when it kind of gets grouped into that router's IP address, and then from there it goes to the internet service provider. Pretty much, there's like another simple version. So you have all your applications, uh, devices. I'm sorry, not applications. Devices, computers, smartphone. Different IP addresses go through the router, go through your internet service provider, and then from there it goes into the internet, and it goes into like whatever website you're wanting to use. This is probably a couple of years old. I want to say this is like years and years old because now there's a lot more security channels to go through. Something like this, I want to say, is maybe like 5 years old. Let me see when this image is from. When was this used? I was trying to look for a citation for this, but yeah, that's pretty much how it is. And then if this were to continue going further, it would reverse to, if you're messaging someone else. This is how it looks like if you're going straight to a website. But if you're using that website, if you're using that app, if you're using um, like that spoofing app, that text now or whatever it is, then from there it's going to have to go back through the internet, and it just continues on going to, the person you're sending the stuff to. I don't know. I tried making it as simple and fun. I don't know. Maybe that's why I didn't become a teacher after all. I was close to becoming a teacher, like a semester away, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna go to marketing. Marketing sounds fun. But yeah, hopefully that cleared some stuff up. Oh, that looks so much nicer. Scary. There we go. Let's get creepy. But yeah, Marlene, if I got something like wrong, if I got something confused, like you could correct me. Like I want to give out the correct information. I want to, you know, explain things properly, but sometimes it's very possible I could have mixed something up. I could have gotten someone like if you got confused, or if I confused you, or I was saying something wrong, like it's best to correct it and then let it like just be out there in the internet for days and days, misinforming people. I'm getting very cold out here, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab something to eat. I think in the cafeteria they have bacon wrapped chicken right now. Then there's grilled cheese with fresh tomato soup. I think there's burgers and something else. I forgot what. Oh no, I just passed by the cafeteria. I didn't really grab anything. But y'all have a good night. I'm gonna turn myself around and get out of here.